When I played, I only have one good arm, and there's one that hangs along for the ride, so I could only spin around in circles. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Jaden.
And today we're going to talk about some of the misconceptions that are attached to power hockey. Many people have never heard of power hockey. It must be a new sport.
No, actually, power hockey, the sport, has been around since the early 80s, and our league in Calgary has been around for over 30 years.
One misconception is that you have to hold a stick to play power hockey. And I hold my stick, but not all players do, right, Jaden?
No, I attach my stick to the side of my chair, and there are lots of other players in the league that do that as well. Another misconception is that all wheelchair sports are the same, but what makes power hockey unique?
I've played wheelchair basketball and wheelchair rugby, and both of those sports don't allow you to use your power wheelchair. They have special manual wheelchairs that you're required to use, and that makes it so that only people with proper arm function can excel at the sport. So power hockey is unique in the sense that you're allowed to use your power chairs. Power hockey doesn't sound like it's a very competitive sport. What do you think?
That's not true at all. Power hockey is very competitive. We all have our own teams in the league, and we even get to play playoffs. Yeah! So we play in power wheelchairs, so the rules must be very different from the traditional rules of ice hockey.
There are some similar rules like high sticking and slashing and interference, but some of the different rules are dangerous driving and ramming and moving the boards. So those rules are in place to keep the sport safe because we do drive in power wheelchairs. So some of the rules do have to be different, but there's a lot of similarities as well.
Another misconception is that power hockey is strictly for strong manual wheelchair users.
That is false. A lot of our players do use electric chairs on a daily basis, and some of the disabilities that are predominantly in the league are spinal muscular atrophy and cerebral palsy and spina bifida.
Lots of the players in the league, they all control their chairs with different things. Like I know some players control it with their head, some can use their hand, and some even use breathing.
I've only heard of power hockey in Calgary. Is it true that it's only here and nowhere else in Canada?
No, that's not true. There's lots of teams in Canada. There's Toronto, Ottawa, and there's also some in the US. And we all get a chance to meet each other and play each other at international tournaments.
When people first hear about power hockey, they're often turned away because they think it's a dangerous sport. Is it safe?
It's very safe. There's referees, there's rules, and there's even equipment there to help keep players safe. We both play power hockey, and often people think it's the same as sledge hockey. You've played both, so how is it unique?
Most of them have all their upper body strength, and they can use both their arms to get around the ice. When I played, I only have one good arm, and there's one that hangs along for the ride, so I could only slide myself in one direction, and that was to the right, so all I did was spin around in circles.
We challenge you to come and play power hockey.